Hey, it's your girl Claudia Jordan. We are back with TGIF. We're here to spill the tea and break down the biggest headlines in the news and whatever y'all talking about in social media. So sit back, relax, and get ready to sip this hot tea that we got going on for you. Please welcome my co-host, Al Reynolds.
Hey. It doesn't feel real, but we're here, right?
Yeah.
All right. What's up, soulmates?
Hey, and please welcome Funky Dineva.
What's going on, everybody? You know what? I just realized I get to do it now, and I'm actually doing it to somebody. Bam! There it is. What's going on, soulmates?
Man, this is exciting. After 3 years of dishing the tea out of, our separate locations, Miami, Los Angeles, New York, Dubai, Dallas, wherever, we are together officially in the studio for the first time. Soulmates,
hey,
yes.
Yeah.
How does it feel? I want to go with both of y'all. How does it feel? How are you feeling? I know you had some anxiety about this, right?
It's surreal. I was questioning. We are in our 4th year now of this show, and we've done it so well and so flawlessly on Zoom. I was just a little worried about, our chemistry being together in the studio, but it's just the natural matriculation of things.
Ooh, you brought about a big word.
Big word.
I did go to college.
He's a matriculation.
College. You know what I'm saying? But it feels good. And listen, it's always a good time.
Spell that word.
M-A-T-R-I-lation.
Al, how are you feeling about this?
For me, I would have liked to have seen it sooner, but because of our energy when we came together in Florida was just so just natural. And so I've been wanting this for a long time. But it was perfect during COVID. Like, we really motivated a lot of families during COVID. There was some dark times. So to actually, evolve and come here and get to work with the two of you is like a dream come true for me.
So Foxo was born in 2019. Well, that's when it first aired. And we were in a great studio in Los Angeles. And then, of course, COVID hit, sending us all to our homes. And a lot of streaming services did not last. But it was actually beneficial for Foxo. It actually made all the shows really blow up. And really a lot of people say that we got them through some really dark times.
Right. I get that a lot in my DMs.
Yeah, and I really appreciate the soulmates. I feel like we have fans like no other. Like, they are so turned to meet us, to see us in the studio. And you know what? I will say this, full disclosure. When we're home doing the show, how many of y'all don't really have your outfit together from the waist down? Because I don't.
I don't.
Do y'all know how many times I've gotten up during commercial break and been like, oh crap, I'm gonna get an HR violation because I got boxers on with a sweater. You know what I'm saying? Because I literally roll out of bed, put my face on real quick, and jump in the chair.
And every time he FaceTimes us, we see all kinds of interesting things in the background, don't we?
Eczema and all that.
Dildos, all kinds of nonsense.
Here they go. Go on to the next
amongst
thing.
all that other
Go on to the next
all that other trash.
Claudia.
Well, we had a great time last night here in Houston. Shout out to the people that took care of us.
Yeah, who were they? Tell us.
Was it Ivy?
We went to the Ivy room, and then we also
Ivy House.
Yeah. And then we also went to Buddy's in Montrose, and then we also have to give a special shout out to Ride with TCS, guys. You can check our Instagram. She's the one.
My goodness.
She wrapped this van for us. Special shout out to Tamar, our driver. She's been shuttling us all around. So if you
and she's not just a driver, right?
She's not. But I was going to say, if you're in the Dallas or the Houston area and you are looking for some top-notch transportation services, check our Instagram. Tam from Ride with TCS, she got you covered.
And Norman is the one that looked out for us last night.
Oh, Norman. Okay.
So
shout out to Norman.
Oh, what's his last name? Do we know?
We'll figure it out.
Okay, Norman, we love you, and we appreciate you. Thank you so much for ruining my liver. All right, y'all, let's get into the show. We have a lot to talk about. Okay, last week we briefly discussed Keke Palmer's restraining order against her baby father, Darius Jackson, but we did not have the full details as the story was still unfolding when we went to, on air. So according to recent court documents, Darius trespassed into Keke's home without her knowledge or consent while threatening and physically attacking her. This changes everything. Let's get into this. What are your thoughts on the situation? People were like, yeah, I don't have all the details, blah, blah, blah. We did not, and that's why we're going to talk about it now. Al?
I'm one of the biggest people that didn't have all the details, but my commentary is still the same. Remember I said if there was physical abuse involved, then it would change. There are certain black women in Hollywood that we don't want you to mess with, and Keke Palmer is definitely one of those people. The sad part is that 40% of African-American women will experience domestic violence in their lifetime, which is the highest number of any ethnic group. But I like the fact that Keke is saying, listen, this is more than me, and I'm going to share it with the world. And we as women need to come together and be stronger and not deal with this physical domestic abuse.
All right, Funky, what do you think?
You know what? It's so funny. You know, Keke could do no wrong in our book. Did she went and got a damn baby daddy?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I hate it, but it's just always that one Negro that come into your life and just mess S-H-I-T up. And you know it's bad when you got Keke mama in the bathroom spitting. Okay?
Right.
Mama, I couldn't even hear the message good because mama was in there spitting all over the damn place. I know when Mary Slacey's come to clean that damn mirror, she gonna be like, baby, what's all this toothpaste thing y'all got up here on this mirror? But mama say she had been told that brother about that younger brother. And child, the text messages come out. She said she'll put a bullet in that mofo head, and I ain't mad with her. And then the baby daddy mama trying to come back now and be like Carlissa, like Blueface mama.
No, please
want to be
don't.
all in the mix, tone back.
What's her name, Dominic?
Whatever it is, abuser mama, tone back. Oh, you know, now that you got into it, we take these threats serious, and you're going to have to kill the whole family. I'm paraphrasing here.
Oh,
and
wow.
now we got to get the police involved. No, abuser mama, you raised some sorry-ass sons, and you need to be ashamed of your goddamn self, because Keke mama spit all over that mirror and told us that when she talked to the older brother, instead of him being empathetic and sympathetic, this Negro says, oh, well, I used to do that too. I don't know what the hell kind of house you was running, but that ain't no regular, normal-ish for a man to respond to his younger brother's abuse saying, I used to be like that too.
And to the mothers out there, listen, I know that, you know, a lot of times when the father's not in the house, your son ends up becoming like almost like you treat him and view him like you're a man, and he can do no wrong. You're not doing any women a favor or society any favors by behaving like this. Check your son's behavior, abusive behavior, early, and check it quickly and check it firmly. Don't just stand by your man, your son, through thick and thin, because this is how you create two monsters in one family instead of just one. Now, Keke Palmer's mother, Sharon, recently shared her thoughts on the ordeal, and it seems like she's calling out Darius' older brother, Sharonis Jackson. Check this out.
For Sharonis Jackson to post on his Twitter the ridiculous stuff that he's posting when he knew his brother was abusive. I went to Sharonis over a year ago and told him that his brother was abusive to my daughter. And he said, well, I used to be like that too. What?
For all that don't know who Sharonis is, he's an actor and former star on HBO's Insecure. It seems like he's very insecure. What are your thoughts on Sharon's remarks? Let's go to you first, Funky.
You know what? I mean, like I said earlier in my commentary, this is sad, and it's indicative of, I guess, what type of environment that they were raised in. But, you know, the other thing that comes out of this that's very interesting is the company you keep, family or friends, can bring you down. This does not look good on Darius Jackson. Mind you, we didn't even know who he was until Keke Palmer. We knew you was the light-skinned boy from Insecure's brother. And now you don't sank the whole ship. Because Sharonis really didn't even have a career for real. And now that you're attached to this, and we found out that this is what you said.
And he volunteers the information. Oh, I did it too.
But catch this, T. You see he deleted that tweet. He originally put up a tweet calling Keke's family sociopaths, so on and so forth. But baby, when that house cam hit with that footage,
that part,
what can you say?
Well, you know, Dominic Perry said, who dated Sharonis and worked with him on Insecure, had alluded to the fact that he was abusive. And to your point, the fact that she's raising two men where this is a pattern, mother, you probably need to look inward and not outward. Now, the funny part here is, if anybody knows Keke Palmer and Sharon, they've been in this business since 2004, and when you see one, you see the other. When she was on Broadway working with Nene, and I went every night, you would see Sharon. Sharon don't play about Keke. And the best part is, she's not just her mother. Can you imagine being a mother and watching your daughter being abused violently by her boyfriend? She's also her business partner and her manager. So this is like a double bang bang. And I love the fact, Sharon, I love the fact that you came out of the shadows and you spoke up and you defended your daughter. Thumbs up to you as a momager, thumbs up to you as a mother, and thank you for looking out for our beautiful Keke Palmer.
And I'd like to point out that a lot of times people accuse people that call people abusers. They're looking for clout, they're looking for attention. for their mother to have known that this has happened for a while, they tried. That tells me they tried to keep it in-house and deal with it in-house and not put this brother on blast. So with that being said, you know this family's protecting your dumb ass, and you still ran your mouth, and your brother ran his mouth. You are poking the bear when you know she's got receipts.
And Sharon is a better woman than most women would be, because I'm not going to lie to you, and I'm not in that family, and I'm not in the position to judge. But in hindsight, you went wrong when your cousin said roll up over there and beat his ass the first time. There is no, where I come from, there is no, you know your brother abused him. No, it's, you know we kicked your brother ass because he was hitting my daughter.
That's right. And real quick, Serranis is currently fighting to keep his 5-year-old daughter in California, despite her staying with her mother, actress Dominique Perry, in Texas. So again, the whole family, throw the whole family away. That's how I look at it. Seem like it's trash and it's trash day. Take out the trash.
Trash man ain't pick up no garbage today.
All right, switching gears, Chrisean Rock allegedly got into a physical altercation at Tamar Braxton's concert with one of her background singers, and he was the host, actually, James Wright Chanel, who we all love. Now, according to reports, Chrisean was scheduled to make a guest appearance at the concert, but missed her mark when the production team could not locate her. Now, Chrisean ended up attacking James, who was trying to simply defuse the situation. There's a report that he ended up in the hospital with a broken nose, that his nose was not stopped bleeding. What are your thoughts on these allegations? And are you surprised, Al? What do you think about this?
Listen,
I know he was trying to support Chrisean here.
I don't know. First of all, this is definitely not off-brand for Chrisean. We know that she is just going through a whole lot. She's trying to manage her whole lot that she's got going on. Am I surprised? I'm not surprised. But, guys, let's be really honest. Why haven't we seen a picture? All this going on in that background, everybody got a cell phone, everybody recording video. Why haven't we seen a picture? Why haven't we seen a video? Why haven't we seen a police report? And why haven't we seen a hospital exit interview? These are the 4 things that I look for when I'm doing my research to try to understand the issue a little bit better.
Do you think it's cap?
I don't know, but I smell a little whack 100 all over this story. And, you know, if it is, it's done in the best way that I've seen in a long time.
Oh, wow. That's an interesting point. Q, what do you think?
Well, first and foremost, I'm glad that we're finally doing a story about Tamar that doesn't involve Tamar. So shouts out to that. Because normally when we're doing a Tamar Braxton story, Tamar's my girl now. We're in a good space now.
She's innocent.
But she's completely innocent. Her story has nothing to do with Tamar. As far as Chrisean is concerned, I want to know where all y'all at that was saying, a baby will make her better. The baby will be the best thing to happen to her. It seems as if she's getting worse. Tamar was on that stage singing her heart out, and this drunk, snagger-tooth bitch all in the back, humbling and fumbling, feet 5, 4, fumbling. I'm like, what the hell going on? Tamar's so deep in the spirit, she didn't even know what was going on. And see, James is nice. Something definitely happened backstage, but to your point, Al, you're right. Listen, when Jocelyn Hernandez jumped on Big Lex,
we saw that. We saw the whole 10 minutes.
She went to jail immediately. So my whole thing is, to your point, if James's nose was bleeding the way they're saying it was bleeding,
because they said it
I'd have pressed charges on that hoe. She would have been in jail. Okay, she would have been in jail.
But remember, it's a public venue, so you don't have to necessarily press charges against the person. The venue can press charges against you because you're in public.
And have they not?
And I haven't seen anything.
Where's the state attorney?
I haven't seen anything. No one's issuing any comments.
That would be really weird if it didn't go down like that and we're getting fake news. But I don't see James doing that.
I
don't think
I'm not implying that, but all I'm saying is, how many times, we're talking about a bloody nose that wouldn't stop to the point that he had to go to the hospital.
And everyone does have a camera phone.
Everybody's got a camera phone. Even in the moment, even if you didn't catch the hit, you have footage of the background. And the young guy that has come forward at first and was very vocal about the situation, where was your footage?
I mean, but here's what's funny, though. Real talk was, I think the impression that I got was that this interaction happened in the back room. If something happened with us in the back room, I'm not going to pull out the camera either if we're with family.
So you know what? I think we're going to have to just put a pin in this, and we'll get back to it when we get more information on this. But it is really interesting. Okay, still ahead, we're taking a trip to the sloppy state of Florida.
Not sloppy.
Hey, I just read what's on the prompter. And find out why Whoopi Goldberg is calling out millennials and Gen Z. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear, to jog where we please, to wear a hoodie. The freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
What do you think the most bougie state in the United States is?
This is black bougie or white bougie? There's a difference.
McMillan and Morrow.
I'm not black bougie. I'm trying to be.
You're just bougie.
I'm just too poor.
Every Thursday.
Listen, if I had more money, I would be so bougie.
You black bougie adjacent. All your friends are black bougie.
Exactly.
On Fox Soul.
I'm in the same boat.
I'm living vicariously through them.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers. The sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
You do know your mic is
I don't give a damn.
Welcome back to TGF. And just like we're in the field, there's side conversations happening that the audience will.
Oh, they were
Damn Joyce bothering us.
Hey, but real quick, we talk about Joyce and she's the fourth
and then here she comes.
Let me tell you something.
And I heard her clucking on this
Like,
last
there
thing.
go
Here comes
Joyce.
Joyce.
And here I go, like a little kid in kindergarten.
Here we go.
What do we do? What do we do?
Joyce came marching herself down with them kitten heels, ready to cuss us out.
Well,
didn't
we
she?
love Joyce because Joyce Shaw, she keeps the show tight and right. As she like to say, she gonna keep it tight and right. Those are words.
Now you're gonna have anxiety and need to take medication.
But we all on Xanax.
Well, we are. I'm on Clonopin. Thank you, man.
Anyway, go on to the next
Let
thing,
me go
Claudia.
ahead. All right, whether good, bad, ugly, or just plain dumb, the tea is always overflowing with crazy news stories out of the ratchet state of Florida. And that's why we're giving you the 411 in What the Florida. All right, a black bear in Florida was captured on a Ring camera stealing $45 worth of Taco Bell from a home in Orlando. Why are the animals even ghetto in Florida?
No, why does it cost so much for Taco Bell?
The bear was spotted grabbing the bag in his mouth and leaving the home, but check this out. He later came back for the drinks. I'm sure he had bubble guts. Funky, what are your thoughts on this thieving bear?
Let me tell you something. It's hard out here for everybody. I live in Florida. I told y'all the cost of living is high. Land is scarce. Food is high. Food is even high in the animal kingdom. Okay? You know it's bad. And we got Rob DeSantis as a mayor. Rob DeSantis. What's his name?
Ron.
Rob.
Governor.
Governor, not mayor.
Well, the child, whatever it is, all of it is inefficient if you ask me. Nevertheless, the cost of living is high. And y'all got to understand, the politics and the government is not trickling down to the animal kingdom. And that's why things is high. That bear was simply trying to survive. Work ain't honest, but it does what? Pays the bills.
You will find a way to BS your
And
way
will.
about Florida.
And will.
It did. That's funny, though. You know what's so interesting is that actually I hold the family accountable in this situation because they know that you're not supposed to leave your food outside for any lengthy amount of time. And we found from this particular store that they left it out there for over 10 minutes. The bear said, if you don't want it, I'll eat it.
Right.
He said, if you don't want the drink, I'll have that too. So in this case, I feel like that family is responsible because everybody who lives in Orlando knows that you're not supposed to intentionally or unintentionally allow time to let that food sit outside. They've sent everybody notices, and if you don't follow the notice, this is what happens.
There's too many things going on in Florida when it comes to animals. Like, I remember I dated a guy that lived in Orlando, and he had like a fence around the pool for alligators. And
That's
I'm
right.
like,
listen,
I don't want to live in a place where I have to worry about bears and alligators.
And I want to add a caveat to what you said. There's too many things going on in Florida with people. Yet alone, now damn animals.
Right.
So we got alligators, we got bears.
Manatees.
What else we got? Manatees, and we got Coke floating up on the daggone shore every day.
Well, speaking of animals, a Florida man was busted with having 5 alligators in his bathtub that he had stolen from a nearby pond. Robert Robertson was issued a criminal citation for the personal possession of wildlife without a Class 2 permit after officers found the gators at his home. I had a ghetto-ass friend that captured an alligator and put it in his pool, and it killed all the neighborhood cats.
Oh, wow.
Lamont Jordan, you're watching. What are your thoughts on this mess? Funky, I gotta go to you. These are your peoples.
I don't got a problem with it. All them Cubans in Miami got chickens all in their yard. We got a whole damn chicken infestation.
So alligators are...
So hell, why are we discriminating against the animals?
Because they black. They black.
Exactly.
They black.
Wildlife is MF and wildlife. You can't even go pay your traffic ticket good down in Miami without some damn chickens crossing the road. Why did the chicken cross the road? Because all them damn Cubans brought them to Miami. And I love the Cubans. I sleep with Cubans all the time. So
too much information.
But what I'm saying is, I don't understand why it's a problem that this man got these alligators. These ain't even big alligators that can hurt people. And see, they saying they protect the class of animals. They protect the class. He was protecting them.
Funky,
no, he wasn't.
Funky little alligators, they do a thing called eating, and then they grow to big alligators.
Right, but see, they were small, but you see what's going on in the animal kingdom. Food is scarce.
Oh.
Them little alligators, that bear could have ate that alligator.
You know what?
So we got to preserve them.
You know what?
He needs to be off. He got to preserve them.
Okay. It's okay. He can preserve them, Q. You're right. He can go to the pond. He can get an alligator. He can do as he wishes, but he's got to remember that he's got to apply for his license. In the state of Florida, alligators are protected. So if you want to have them as a pet, you have to get your Class 2 pet license.
So what I'm hearing is the government will let us have any type of dangerous animal. We can have chickens for free, but as long as they can tax us on alligators, then we can have alligators in the tub.
That's right. As long as, especially in Florida, because the alligators are so plentiful, as long as you get your Class 2 pet license, you can have an alligator in your house.
Florida people, y'all need to come license these damn chickens, because I'm tired of going to South Beach and why did the chicken cross the damn road? We still trying to figure it out.
Okay, get into this creepy story. An anthropologist discovered a human skull in a Florida thrift store. Apparently, the anthropologist was shopping and noticed the human skull in the Halloween section. Now, detectives were notified. Based on the observations, the skull is believed to be that of a human.
Ooh.
Funky, what can you say about this story? They in here in Florida thrift shop with human skulls. Please defend that.
Let's hear what he got to say on this one.
Hold on, let me sit up. Anthropologist. She got her degree from community college.
All right.
She don't know what she talking about. That's all I got.
It's a human skull.
It's a human skull.
Maybe community college don't teach people how to
wait, let me tell you.
Are you saying community college people are not brilliant people?
What I'm saying is community college people ain't got enough credit hours to decipher Party City skull from a human skull, and she don't know what she's talking about.
So you're shatting on the college.
We can't do that to the community college people, but I will help them out. Let me help them out.
That's all the Fine Brothers. Couldn't get into.
And they're gonna beat your ass like you.
Right, exactly. I'm gonna help you out, Funky, on this one. So listen, this story is actually way more interesting than we think, everybody. The anthropologist went to the thrift store just shopping on a Saturday or a Sunday, like she said, and when she ran across the skull, she was like, "Oh my goodness. this isn't just a Halloween skull. This is a human skull, and she even placed it back to it being a Native American skull, which is like, because Native American skulls are shaped a certain way. So because of that, she called the sheriff department and said they have a real human skull in that thrift shop.
Karen.
Now, when the Karen, when the police showed up at the thrift shop to see if it was a skull that was actually on sale, you know it's illegal to sell human body parts. You know this, Claudia, because you're a big crime buff. Yeah. It's illegal to sell human body parts. The lady said that she purchased it out of a storage unit, like Storage Wars sale. And so she had no idea that it could have actually be a human skull. She knew that it was interesting. She put a $4,000 tag price on it because she didn't really want it to sell it. She wanted to use it as a conversation piece. And the conversation piece has now got her a citation.
Now this hoe finna go to jail.
Right, trying to make a few dollars off the skull.
And I'm telling you, she ain't even, the lady who found it ain't no real anthropologist, no, because anthropologists make money and she's shopping in the damn thrift store. Okay, I stick by my story, and she ain't no anthropologist.
Isn't that crazy that you can look at a skull and know where it is, who that human being is? I found that fascinating.
You know what's sad? That the Native Americans just stay getting shattered upon in our country. Like that, there's a true crime behind it. There's a reason.
And especially in Florida.
And we'll never know who that person. Now, if she was a real anthropologist, she would carbon date that bad boy and let us see. You didn't know I knew about that. You didn't know I knew about that, baby.
I'm impressed.
When I went to Florida State University and got my
Jesus, here we go.
That he never used.
That he never used.
You probably slept with the anthropologist.
Right, in fact, and I'm thinking, did he actually get a degree from Florida State? I want to see it.
I need proof. All right, coming up, still ahead, we've got Whoopi Goldberg. She's calling out millennials and Gen Z. I'm dying to hear what she has to say. And later, Nicki Minaj gets candid about plastic surgery. I want to hear about that as well. Stay tuned for more TGIF. Hit that like button in the chat. We'll be right back.
What do you think the most bougie state in the United States is?
This is black bougie or white bougie? There's a difference.
McMillan and Morrow.
I'm not black bougie. I'm trying to be.
You just bougie.
I'm just too poor.
Every Thursday.
Listen, if I had more money, I would be so bougie.
You black bougie adjacent. All your friends are black bougie.
Exactly.
On Fox Soul.
I'm in the same boat.
I'm living vicariously through them.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Worried about your friend, but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR, it's all good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
TGIF.
Lil Wayne was not pleased with the reveal of his wax figure. He tweeted, "Sorry, Wax Museum, but that bleep ain't me."
Live and interactive.
Brittany T said, "That ain't Lil Weezy, that's Lil Asthma."
Hold on, Claudia. You got to see what Poppy said. Hell, the wax figure looks cleaner and better than the real Lil Wayne.
Serving up all the tea.
You so messy, Q. You are.
Join the chat on Fox Soul.
Y'all don't make the comments. I just read them, honey.
Oh, God.
Welcome back to TGIF. Listen, y'all, we are here to hook you up and make your life a little bit easier. Now, there's nothing better than a little retail therapy, especially when I can do it from my home in my pajamas. That's why I love Ghost Bed, makers of the coolest beds in the world. Now, if you've ever shopped for a mattress, you know how overwhelming it can be. Now, maybe you like the contouring feeling of memory foam, or maybe you want a little bit of bounce, or maybe you have no idea what you want. Now, if that's the case, GhostBed is here for you. Plus, for the last 20-plus years, the team behind GhostBed has been designing comfortable mattresses that are built to last. And they are the experts when it comes to pairing customers with the right mattresses based on things like sleeping position, lifestyle, and more. Now, go to ghostbed.com today and take their online quiz to get your personalized recommendation, or you can connect with GhostBed sleep experts for a one-on-one consultation via phone or chat. Orders ship fast and free, and you'll also get a 101-night sleep trial to make sure your mattress is the right fit for you. Now, for a limited time, our listeners can get 50% off all adjustable bases and frames, pillows, sheets, and more. Now, 50% off site-wide. That's a big deal. Limited time only. Use promo code T at ghostbed.com/T to take advantage of the new offer. That's www.ghostbed.com/T with promo code T. Now, listen, y'all been shading me in the comments for a long, long time. I am happy to announce my GhostBed products finally found their way to my house, and I am so excited to share my GhostBed experience with y'all. All right, let's get back to some hot topics. Whoopi Goldberg is ruffling some feathers after accusing millennials and Gen Z of not having a strong work ethic or being good citizens. Now, Whoopi said, every generation is told you're going to do worse than your parents. You know that? You know what? People pick up and do what they do, and they raise themselves, and this is what they've got to do. It's called being a good citizen. Do you agree with Whoopi's remarks? Let's go to you first.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, if we believe in statistics, statistically, the millennials are, you know, the turnover rate for millennials, meaning they stand in their jobs, is 21%. That's costing our economy every year $30 billion. And that's a problem. But these millennials aren't taking it. They don't go through what we go through. They're not trying to, like, stick it out. They're not in, like, there's a trial period. They want to go from hire to CEO, and they don't do all the work in between. But if you're costing our economy $30 billion a year because of your turnover rate, then this is a conversation worth having.
All right.
Well, you know what? To your point, Al, the conversation that needs to be had is not about them being turned over, but why are they leaving? One thing that I do like about the millennials and I don't like about Whoopi's statement, I like the fact that millennials say, listen, we are not living in the Great Depression era anymore. We're not living in the 80s. We're not going to work our backs to the bone because we realize that life is more than just working. One of the other things that Whoopi said that you didn't mention was the fact that millennials only want to work 4 days a week. And she was saying, you know, you're not going to get a house if you work 4 days a week. Why not? Why not? I think the beautiful thing about what the millennials have done is that they have reimagined what work could look like. Hell, COVID has made us all reimagine what work could look like. We got this damn show because of unconventional, you know, ways of thinking when it comes to making television. So, Whoopi, I typically side with you, but I do think in this instant your views are a little bit antiquated, and these millennials are saying, hey, we not finna be our parents. We've seen our parents. Quick cautionary story. I watched my daddy work his whole damn life and defer his happiness. My father's whole thing was, I'll be happy when I retire. Guess what? He retired and died 3 or 4 years later.
But you know what? She's born in the 60s, right?
Yeah, I just want to jump in and say that she comes from a different time. And it's like we can kind of respect both perspectives, right? I will say this. What the millennials are doing is good for them. It is horrible for the rest of us because I've never seen a time in my life, in my 50 years, where we can't get good employees. People are short-staffed.
Oh, my gosh.
Everybody, the prices are going up, and people want to blame Biden. It's a lot of other factors that go into this.
I agree with you on that.
Nobody wants to work, and after COVID, I don't know what the hell kind of stimulus checks y'all got. What camera is mine? How are y'all still stretching this $1,200?
I don't understand.
Because none of y'all want to work.
But see, the worst part is we got to understand, Claudia, for me and you, this is our Social Security. So millennials, we need you to go to work.
And so y'all
need to feed the money into the Social
young
Security
people like me, we ain't gonna have no damn Social Security, so we don't give a damn about
exactly.
But no, the bigger question is, you know what? Capitalism, the millennials are flipping capitalism on its head because the cornerstone of this country is cheap and or free labor. And they're saying, no, bitch, you're going to pay me. You're going to pay me or I'm not going to work. And I don't blame them.
I definitely don't blame them. But I have a millennial working for me. You guys know that my nephew works for me, and I'm dealing with this firsthand. Their mindset is just completely different.
It is.
It's not even about the work. Like they have to have a reason to work. I work to get a check because I had bills to pay. These kids got to have a motivation. Like, what's the intention of my hard work?
I don't see
and
a lot
how's
of
it
people
gonna pay off?
I don't see a lot of people taking pride in their work. It's just a means to an end to get some material things. It's not like I'm trying to build, and people aren't getting married anymore and building families. Kids are down.
Because it's too hard.
So I think people are not like, they're not suffering like they used to before. Like, I have to do this so I can have the family, the white picket fence, and the kid. They're like, I don't need this, so I'm out.
I think people have woke up and realized that shit just ain't where it's at. Like, it's just like Whoopi, no tea, no shade. There is nothing fabulous about your generation. There's nothing aspirational about it. You know, Whoopi is great. There is nothing aspirational about anybody who grew up in the damn 60s. Who the hell wants to go to work for 40 damn years, drive a station wagon, come home miserable about their damn job, to a family that they're supporting? There's nothing aspirational about that.
I have to disagree. That whole generation, they inspired me. That whole generation really turned around, going from segregation to being in an unsegregated situation. They navigated us through and how to handle it.
I mean, you talking about the 60s and you're almost 60, so I mean...
Oh, the shade! But, first of all, I'm closer to 50 than 60, and you're closer to 50 than 40, so settle down.
Oh, wow. Well,
now, hold on now, because he's normally the fast guy. Everybody knows I turned a young, supple 40
Okay,
on
so I'm
August
just saying,
20th.
you've lost that, you've left that baby, you left that dock, so 40 is
you
behind
with us
you.
now.
Right,
you
come
with
on.
us.
Come on over. Come on over.
You know what's funny? You got more gray than both of us put together, which is kind of funny.
Right.
But keep thinking you cute and young.
I know, it's supple. And put some lotion on them knees.
Sorry, Funky.
You did these.
We'll get to take care of the commercial break. We don't get to see this in real. Still ahead, Nikki.
That skin is skinny, but them knees are not, baby.
Still ahead, Nicki Minaj opens up about plastic surgery, and later we're playing a fashionable game of hit or miss. Keep it locked. We'll be right back.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear, to jog where we please, to wear a hoodie. The freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
TGIF.
Jason Derulo is speaking out against sexual harassment claims.
I sit here before you deeply offended.
Live and interactive.
I agree with Miss Hollywood in the chat. She says he's reading a teleprompter.
Listen, I know bad acting when I see it because I've done it. I'm deeply offended.
I'm going to give you an Angela Bassett deeply offended. And I'm deeply offended.
Oh.
Come on, Oscar.
And I'm deeply offended.
Guilty.
On Fox Soul.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers, the sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
My mom wanted my life to be better than what she had as a kid. When I became a mom myself, I feel like my whole world changed. You don't have to be a climate scientist to want to protect the earth. You always want the next generation to have something better than what you had.
Welcome back to TGIF Soulmates. I hope you're enjoying the show because we are having a good time. And look at Funky Dineva. Look what he's doing. We inspired the millennials.
They're trying to damn embarrass me.
We're not embarrassing
I could have stayed on Zoom to be embarrassed, okay?
We know we're not embarrassing him. He know we love him.
How can you be embarrassed? You crap behind dumpsters. All right. Okay. Oh, have sex. All right. Nicki Minaj is showing a more vulnerable side after sharing her regrets on getting plastic surgery. Nicki joined the Run Through with Vogue podcast and said, I guarantee you, if you change anything on your body and do anything surgical and all of this, you're going to more than likely look back and one day say, I was fine just the way I was. All right, let's get into this. What are your thoughts about Nikki opening up about her regrets? And do you guys regret any of your surgeries, Al?
Ah, why are y'all going to me first? But I'll take it. Listen, I love...
Look at Funky's face. Wait, why you look like that?
All right, because I didn't like that question about any of your surgeries. Bitch, I ain't had none.
Well, it was shit. You better get mad at Justin. He wrote it.
Well, listen, first of all, I've never had any surgeries like that, number one. Number two is, but I get it though, like, because I have altered, I've altered and tried to maintain myself. And I think when you live in the public eye, because there's so much scrutiny, you feel like you have to, even if you don't want to. I'll never forget when I got my braces, I felt like I needed braces because my teeth weren't straight enough. And if I got braces, I'll be hotter. I'll be more attractive. I could get, I could meet the right person. And when I look back, it was like, okay, I had some jacked up teeth, but they would have been all right. I would have still lived, you know what I mean? And even today, when we talk about using Botox, we talk about doing anti-aging stuff, I do that for me. At this age, I do things that are going to make me feel comfortable. And I like the fact that she's vulnerable because she's usually not. The first time that I saw her being vulnerable was with, Joe Budden. That's when she first started talking about her plastic surgery. And I thought, wow, this is the new Nikki, and I'm liking it. So being a mother must have changed her. I like the fact that she's being transparent. I like the fact that she's saying you don't have to do it. But at the end of the day, we all do what makes us feel comfortable with us.
I'm surprised that she did this because, again, we haven't heard this. And I actually am here for this, Nikki. I think you have a huge following, and I know you have a huge following, and you have a lot of influence on young girls. A lot of girls are thinking they have to live up to their idols that they see on social media. I'm glad she's done this. As far as surgeries, I will, full disclosure, I had some dents in my face a long time ago, and I had them fixed with filler. And it was fine for years. I just did like a half a syringe on each side. Then I did have a reaction to some medication I took a year ago now. And I have been fighting with this ever since. And now the dents are deeper and worse than they were before. And so I do actually regret it because I'm thinking I paid thousands of dollars for something to fix something that now I look worse. It's worse than what it was.
Well, you don't look worse. You look good.
But it's like, we have good lighting here, but sometimes I take pictures. I'm like, wow, I could have left this alone. And then you see it, and I'm very self-conscious about it now. And now I'm like, do I need to go a next level up, or do I need to leave it alone?
But the question here is, are you more sensitive to it because you're always in the public eye?
Yes.
Claudia, you've been doing this for like over 2 decades. So I can imagine anything that you feel is not right and somebody comment on, you're like, oh, I need to fix it.
Exactly.
Because I feel that way.
Even when I was going through the chemical, the reaction I was having, people were in the comments while we were live on the show saying, what's wrong with her? Is she pregnant? Why is her face looking like that? Is she messing with her face? And I'm sitting here like, I took antibiotics for my foot surgery and my dental, and it made a weird reaction with filler. I didn't even know that would even happen.
I'll say this. I always find it interesting when people reap all the benefits of their body modifications, then they want to come back and say, I regret doing it. Just like I hate when celebrities say, money ain't everything. Yeah, it's easy to say when you got it.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy to say it when you got it. And as far as, you brought up a valid point about her inspiring young girls. Your mouth is saying one thing, but the physicality of it is saying another. Even Lotto just recently on her podcast talked about feeling the pressures of from the business to get plastic surgery. Don't get me wrong, I love the vulnerable side of what Nikki said, and I'm sure she probably does feel that way. But the reality of the situation is the physicality doesn't match the message.
But hold on,
the girls are still going to go, they're still going to look at you, they're still going to look at that body, and the current body that you have is consistent with the messaging in the image. So, not to say, oh, if you really meant it, you go undo it, but I just always find it peculiar to speak about regrets after you've squeezed all the blood out the turnip.
No, hold on. Before you move on, Claudia, real quick, you said you never had cosmetic surgery. You had your feet done. That's cosmetic surgery, and you did it because you weren't comfortable with how your feet looked.
Actually, that's incorrect. That's factually incorrect. I did it because I had a functional issue. I didn't do it when I was younger because the doctor said if it wasn't hurting me, to leave it alone.
Oh, so it started hurting.
But as I got older, it actually became a matter of functionality, and it was necessary for me to get it done.
But do you regret it?
No, but getting your toe straightened so you can walk and not have spinal issues, and getting your breast and your ass done are 2 different categories.
I'll stick with that. All right, also, let's get into this. Jamie Foxx is ready to settle down and start a family with his girlfriend, Alice Hupstack. Now, a source close to Jamie told Radar Online that the actor is head over heels for Alice, and having a baby is definitely in the plan. Are you here for this relationship? Who wants to go first?
You know, I ain't really got much to say on this. His life, his business. You know, the black community, we already, you know, feel a little weird when we see our black celebrities with white women for whatever reason. I think a near-death experience can make anybody think about what's really important in life, which is family, settling down, and the small intrinsic things that you get out of life versus fame and fortune. His friends feel a little uncomfortable because they think it's a little fly-by-night and it's a little fast, but I could understand how a near-death situation could put life in perspective for anyone.
That's right, Al.
Well, you know, I'm going to disagree. You guys know I'm a big proponent of black love here, and I don't care. You are supposed to love who you want to love. You can love who you want to love. You can marry who you want to marry. But why do we always lose the good ones to the other side?
But is it really a good one?
Oh, but
because I always say to women, Claudia, y'all sometimes be getting upset, but why are you getting upset over somebody who don't want you?
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I totally get that, but I'm just saying, maybe we could teach them how to want them.
No, so listen, I used to work with Jamie, and we used to be really, really good friends, and he's
a good guy.
From Texas. He's an amazing, one of the most talented, brilliant people I've ever been around. But when you get into his backstory, when he was younger, he definitely felt unattractive, ugly, unwanted. And I think when you grow up like that in a very racist environment, the one thing you want is validation from the dominant society, right? You want that white girl, the captain of the cheerleading team, to want you. And then I don't think it's ever changed growing up, because all of his baby mamas are white women. And, you know, I think
that's sad.
I think I do, listen, when we were, like I said, we had a lot of deep conversations, and I do think a lot of it is his upbringing. I think they were very rotten to him when he was younger. And it's we're seeing the manifestation of that as an adult. I don't think he's ever been addressed.
It's a real thing, and I'm going to be very honest with you. When Terrell Owens spoke about his experience, I don't like the way black women handled that. You know what I'm saying?
What did they say?
It is a real, you know, just mad. Like, don't blame it on black women. And it's not blaming it, but it's like when you grow up in an environment, and granted, I can speak to that.
Right.
Like, I grew up in an environment feeling or being told you're ugly, you got big lips, you're this, you gay, you're this. And there was a point in time in my life where I ran away from black people as a whole. Looking back at it, that is part of the reason why I went to Florida State University and did not go to FAMU. I did not feel safe around black people because it was black people who always made me feel low and bad about myself.
But you know what, for me, I can say that I had the same experience to a certain extent, but my home environment always kept me grounded. My home environment let me know that the African-American experience is the best experience. We're kings, we're queens. I can never settle for less. And thank God my mother and my father taught me that. Regardless of how they treated me, I knew at the end of the day, I always have to be surrounded. I have to love a black queen. I have to love a black king. That's just something I could never turn away from.
And great points from both of you, but I will say this is not the black woman's fault in this case with Jamie Foxx. This is a thing about him getting discriminated against by racist white people in Terrell, Texas, and now wanting their validation.
But that was 30 years ago, man. You have lived a rich life. You have so many beautiful women, black women to choose from and nurture you.
We got to go, but
not everybody's from a messed up background.
Unaddressed trauma doesn't go away.
That's right.
It just manifests.
I'll give you that.
All right, still ahead, we are playing a fun game of hit or miss, and we get to be shady, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Where my paddle at?
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out.
What do you think the most bougie state in the United States is?
Is this black bougie or white bougie? There's a difference.
McMillan and Morrow.
I'm not black bougie. I'm China.
You're just bougie.
I'm just too poor.
Every Thursday.
Listen, if I had more money, I would be so bougie.
You black bougie adjacent. All your friends are black bougie.
Exactly.
On Fox Soul.
I'm in the same boat.
I'm living vicariously through them.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers, the sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
There was a time in my life where I was extremely homesick. I decided that I needed a pet. When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. He jumped up and kissed me and jumped right into my arms. I immediately went up to the volunteers at the shelter and said, I want him. He's got to come home with me. Now I'm anything but lonely. Every day with turtle is a perfect.
13 seconds.
They're going to fire all of us. They're going to fire us all.
Zeus people.
We did a job.
Of course, we love it here. We love Fox Soul. Welcome back. As you can see, guys, we are filming.
Oh, I'm not supposed to have my pedal up. Okay.
In studio out of Houston, Texas for the first time, y'all. Yay. Now, before we continue, we like to shout out Trans Cam Shuttle out of Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, for providing the luxury transportation during our stay. They wrapped the van for us. It looks beautiful. People are stopping her like, where are they? Where are they? We want to see T. But listen, the service has been above and beyond. They have been amazing. More than just a chauffeur service. Yeah. She's gone above and beyond.
She called me this morning and said, what do you want for breakfast?
Sure did.
I am out buying breakfast. I was like, okay, TCS what? Who did what? I'm going to definitely use her when I'm ever in Dallas because she does Dallas and Houston. So
we love her.
We love her.
Now a special shout out to Image 360 in North Dallas, Texas for pimping out our ride with these amazing vehicle wrapped installments. For more information on these companies, check out their websites at www.transcamshuttle.com and www.image360.com and type in North Dallas. Please give them some business because they have been awesome to your favorite trio of hosts.
Well, Claudia, you got 12,000 cars. You could have one of them wrapped in TGIF, right?
I mean...
you got the Benz. You got the Bentley.
Benz?
You got the Porsche. You got the Bentley. You got the Range Rover.
No, that Range Rover was that we were in last night. That's Enterprise car. That's Enterprise. That's why she was so worried about us dinging it up. She's trying to get her deposit money back.
It's always the man with no pillowcases or nightstand. Always.
We couldn't get the light to go off.
You don't understand luxury. He thinks luxury is a Gucci hat. All right, anyways, in honor of the CFDA Fashion Awards, we're going to play a fashionable paddle game of hit or miss.
Okay.
Let's cue the music.
All right.
First up, we have Serena Williams, hit or miss. Serena Williams.
Well, let's see the picture. I'm going to give her a hit. I'm going to give her a hit because without the big bow behind her, I saw her without that. She looks absolutely great, especially, isn't she had her second child or pregnant with her second child, right?
I'm not sure.
Oh, no.
Well, anyway, she still looks good to me and the dress look awesome. I'm going to give her a hit.
Kim?
I'm going to give, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's giving me Andre Leon tally tees. Okay. It's too much fabric. It's too much drapery. I don't like it.
I love her, but it's a miss for me. It's too much. It's too big for her upper body. So let's move on. Next up, we have Mary J. Blige. Was she a hit or a miss?
I love everything about Mary J. Blige. I'm going to give her a hit. I love the silhouette on her body. I like the fact that she covered her arms and her legs, but it still looked great. And she was focused on her face. This is a hit for me.
I definitely gonna give Mary a hit. Mary can do no wrong in my book. Mary is thicker than a snicker and it's looking good.
Yes, she did.
I'm definitely giving her a hit because she definitely knows how to stunt on her carpet. I love how she looks. She looks amazing, sexy and classy still. All right, how about Ayesha Curry? Was she a hit or a miss? Ayesha Curry.
A big old miss. It's a big old miss, partly because I don't like her.
Why?
But the other part,
don't be one of those.
The other dress, I'm honest, I just don't like her.
Oh,
and then the other part of the dress is just ugly. It's giving me Pocahontas, Native American, Navajo tees, and I just don't. I don't know whether the Serengeti is going on right there.
Oh my God!
No disrespect to the Pocahontas and the Navajo tees and the Native Americans. It's definitely a miss. That's sad though because we are starting to focus a little bit more on her. She wants to be more fashion conscious, and I think this wasn't a good way to get your coverage.
I love her. Again, I think it's a miss. I think she's a beautiful woman, and I think she can really shut it down if she has the right
outfit. I agree.
All right, next we have Lakeith Stanfield. Was he a hit or a miss?
I'm going to give him a hit. I'm going to give him a hit because, you know, the men were using the wider leg these days. We're using the shorter jackets. I think he incorporated the two. And he has the color that I like the most, which is an off or a beige white. And that, to me, speaks sexy. That, to me, speaks sleek. And I'm going to give him a hit.
Okay.
I'm going to give him a hit because men's fashion, and I've said this on this show lots of times, is oftentimes boring. We don't have many options, whereas you guys have dresses, gowns, skirts. We only have the black tux, the black suit, single-breasted or double-breasted.
Not really anymore,
you know
though. Y'all be
well, you know,
some of them be
this ain't Billy Porter. We're talking about Lakeith or whatever, but I think it was
this about the regular man.
Stylish.
Okay, yeah, very nice.
You know
was that a jumpsuit, though? Can we see a picture again? Was that a jumpsuit, Claudia? What you think?
I think it was I don't know.
That might be a jumpsuit underneath.
I agree. I definitely think, you know, a lot of times we don't get to see a lot of interesting things from men, so I'm going to give him a hit for taking the chance, and it looks good. All right, Lala Anthony, was she a hit or was she a miss?
Well, I'll go with this one. Lala, you usually get it right, and you usually will show your body and it's bang-tang. And I think it's the fabric that's making this a miss for me. It's the ripples that's not really laying correctly. Can you put the picture back up, production? And then something about that black-brown contrast is not there for me. But other than that, I like her shoulders, I like her skin is popping, and I like her face.
Okay. I don't know what in the church pantyhose sale Lala was trying to give, but it looked like she was trying to sell pantyhose to 60-year-old ladies. This is a huge, not even a miss, it's a failure.
No, Lord, that was pretty bad.
I got to agree with my co-host, Lala. I love
Claudia, you always find a positive in a woman's good dress. What's going on here?
You know what? it's giving me Playboy Mansion, but a costume. And I think she looks amazing, and she's worked hard to be like a style icon as of late.
It's the fabric.
And I don't like the tights.
It's frumpy. It's looking frumpy.
I gotta give you a miss, girl, but it's nothing personal. It's not you. It's a stylist. All right, Kim Kardashian, was she a hit or was she a miss?
I'm gonna say the dress is a hit. But for me, this is a miss for Kim Kardashian because I'm expecting something more and forward. It's the CFDA, which I was going to expect something a little bit more imaginative and a little bit more creative. But the dress itself is a hit, so I'm going to give it all a hit.
I'm going to go ahead and give her a hit. When all else fails, put on a tight-fitting black dress. I mean, it's simple. There's nothing spectacular about it. But we can't sit here and say she looked bad.
Right, we can't.
We can't.
I can't give her a miss because she doesn't look bad, so I'll give her a hit. It's just a little boring for her.
Boring, yes.
But it's safe. But it's not a miss.
Yeah.
It's not a miss.
It's not. She made up for it for the hair, though. If production put it back up, it was that hair like, oh, I just woke up, I just put this on, and I came out to the CFDAs.
That's right. All right, last but not least, we have Lori Harvey. Was she a hit or a miss?
I'm going to say, for me, Lori Harvey is beautiful. I'm going to give her a miss only because I feel like she's trying too hard. And also with that faux fur, it could be interesting because it makes you look bigger than you are. You're much more beautiful than this young lady. I want to see your body. I want to see your skin. That's what you're able to do. So as far as you wearing this, it's a miss for me, but the outfit itself is okay.
You know, it's funny because I want to give her a hit so bad.
Right.
But for whatever reason, it's just, I'm looking at it and I'm just not impressed.
Right, at all.
And I can't pinpoint the reason. It's something with the fur, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm giving her a hit. I think it looks classy. It looks rich. It looks like I'm going to take your rich man and do what I want with him and throw him back to the wolves. All right.
Is this a personal experience, Claudia?
No, I'm a fan of hers. I like her. I want to thank my co-hosts Al Reynolds and Funky Dineva for joining me tonight. Thanks for watching us on YouTube. Stay tuned for Fox Soul Face Off. We'll see you tomorrow, Soulmates, and we are so happy to be here. Thank you,
we're in the studio. It's a hit. In the studio, it's a hit. In the studio, it's a hit.